Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Bounty Hunter Palin, and the question of today is the Hero Society in My Hero Academia actually corrupt, or is it just flawed? Let's get to it. So if you're not familiar with me, I mainly post content on TikTok at Bounty Hunter Palin. I post daily anime content. It's a good time. Well, a few days ago, I posted a video and someone asked me the question, do you think that the Hero Society in My Hero Academia is corrupt? And I responded and I said, no, the Hero Society is not corrupt, and the My Hero fandom kind of lost their minds, and I got a bunch of comments and video responses saying that the Hero Society is corrupt and trying to debunk my claims. So today I'm going to be going over two videos of people trying to debunk my claim that Hero Society is actually corrupt. So that's what we're going to be going over today. So let's get to it. So now I'm going to show you my original video so you can get the full context of my position. It is Horikoshi has failed to show it. It has never been shown that a hero that values money or popularity is a bad hero. A great example of that is Mount Lady. Spoilers for My Hero Academia manga in 3, 2, 1. Mount Lady, a woman who values popularity, was going toe-to-toe with Giganto Machina, putting her life on the line, knowing that she cannot stand up to him whatsoever. But in Stain's eyes, she is a bad hero because she values popularity, even though she was risking her life in that fight. And then in this scene where a lot of heroes quit after the war arc, a lot of people say that shows that Hero Society is corrupt because they quit, but you all don't understand how deep war actually is. This is a natural, real reaction to war. A lot of people in our world quit the military after being in the war because it's a fucking lot. And just like in our world, they seen a multitude of their friends die, a bunch of civilians die and shit. They need to take care of themselves. Probably a lot of their family even died in that war arc as well. Hero Society is not corrupt, simple. Now, before I continue, let's go over the definition of corrupt. I know people might not like this Google corrupt version, whatever the hell, but anyways, let's go over what Google says, okay? So corrupt, having or showing a willingness to act dishonest in return for money or personal gain. Another way to describe corrupt at the very bottom, it says, if someone or something is corrupt, they are broken morally or in some other way. Corrupt people perform immoral or illegal acts for personal gain without apology. Corrupt politician takes bribes and deny it. Something corrupt is rotten, spoiled, or out of commission, like a file that makes your computer crash. Okay, so before I go to the response videos, let's just be on the same page on what corruption means, all right? So now I'm about to go over some of the video responses I received. So this is the first video I want to do a response to. The guy that made the response, his name is Immortal Main. So please go check him out on TikTok. He's a cool dude. But let's go over some of his positions.
Yeah, this is actually a really bad take. Be warned, there will be some manga spoilers in this video. The first instance I want to bring up is the entrance exam for UA, where they had to, destroy the robots. That test is mainly for combat-ready quirks, not quirks that, have any other uses. Like, they're not just looking for heroes, they're breeding soldiers. That's what they're looking for.
All right, so his first point is that the entrance exam into UA focuses on combat-ready quirks. Again, we just went over the definition of corruption. That does not show corruption. What it shows is that the Hero Society knows that 9 times out of 10, a hero will have to fight or combat a villain. Yes, there are heroes that do rescue type missions and things of that nature, but what we have seen from the manga and the context of the story, a hero's main job is combating villains or like villain natural disasters. Let's give a real world example. I used to be in the military. I'm sorry, I got to use my military experience. But anyways, while I was in the military, my job was logistics. I had to get gear. I had to do supplies. That was my job as a Marine. Though I was in a very combat-oriented career field, similar to Hero Society. So yes, if you're going to be a hero, 9 times out of 10, you are going to have to fight a villain. If you want to be a hero, you should know how to do some type of combat. For example, Eraserhead. Eraserhead does not have a combat-oriented quirk, but for him to be a good hero, he had to learn how to fight, similar to what Shinzo is doing in this current season of My Hero Academia. Shinzo had to learn how to use his quirk in a way to fight, and he had to also get support items to fight. You cannot be a hero and also not know how to fight. That is just ridiculous, and it doesn't show corruption. We just went over what the word corruption is. Let's keep going.
Looking for. That's the first instance of what like that corruption is shown. And the next instance was shown when they were raiding Overhaul's crib, and Rocklock was like, "Why are these kids here? This is an adult job. Why are we bringing literal children on this? They're using children as chattel soldiers." That's
Yeah, again, that does not show corruption. What it shows is a lack of leadership or mishandling of leadership. When it comes to the context of the Shizaki arc, Fat Gum, he vouched for Kirishima, and also the other student, I forget his name, please forgive me, and also Night Eye vouched for Mirio and Deku. Both of these situations, the students had direct knowledge into the fight to come with Shizaki. Yes, the adults could have chose to not have the kids going into this fight. They could have just had the kids give advice on what they know about the current situation, though they chose to have those kids go on the fight. This wasn't the Hero Commission's design. It was the lack of leadership of the pro heroes there. Yes, Rocklock, he did make a good point. These are children. But again, that does not show corruption. Again, corruption is about dishonesty and doing something immoral. Again, lack of leadership and bad judgment by the adults does not show corruption. Okay? So let's keep going.
a little corrupt, don't you agree? And then look at Shigaraki. His whole thing was that no one helped him. Everyone thought that hero would come, and when the hero never came, one took him in, seeing him as an opportunity. Like, that's the crazy part.
Yeah, again, that does not show corruption. What it shows is that heroes are not gods. They are not gods. They cannot physically and literally save everybody. Yes, All for One saved Shigaraki first. That does not show corruption. We have the same situation in our society, where if you see a homeless person on the street, 9 times out of 10, you're not going to save this person. You're not going to give them clothes. You're not going to give them housing. That's called the bystander effect. Again, that does not show corruption. It shows that heroes cannot save everybody. We already went over the definition of corruption, so let's keep going.
And then look at characters like Gang Orca and Toga. Like, Toga is vilified because her quirk gives her urges that she cannot control. And then Gang Orca is literally on a list for top 10 heroes who look like villains. Like, it's...
Yeah, I think that's his last point. So that does not show corruption. What it shows is quirk discrimination or quirk prejudice. Again, Toga was going to be a villain regardless. What Toga needed was therapy and help. She did not receive that help, which shows that there is some holes and flaws in the hero society. That doesn't show corruption. Toga, you also got to remember, Toga is also a murderer. She has a mental illness caused by her quirk that caused her to like seeing people bloody and beaten. That she is still a villain. That does not show corruption. It shows prejudice, again, with Gang Orca and characters like Spinner. These are characters that have very different they look different from what a normal human would look like. In our society, we have problems with people who are black, white, Asian. Like, we can't even handle those differences. And again, in the My Hero story, there are terrorist organizations against people with mutation type quirks. That does not show corruption. That shows prejudice. And I would argue, even without the existence of heroes in My Hero Academia, there will still be quirk prejudice. Again, these are people that do not look like what humans have looked like for 100,000 of years. And even in our society, we can barely handle people who are 2 shades darker than us. Again, you have failed to show what corruption is in the hero society. That does not show corruption. Everything that you just listed shows flaws or holes in the hero society's program and what they do. Corruption is if the hero society actually went forward to do really messed up things to get money and stuff, and that is not what is happening. So let's go to the next video. Alright, so the next video comes from a TikToker by the name of the Ghostly Goober. They dope people, so it's no hate to them. But let's go ahead and get to their video and let's go through all their positions. Let's get to it.
Busting My Hero Academia Myth Part 30.
We gonna see.
By design, My Hero Academia Hero Society is supposed to be corrupt because it was modeled after comic books. When you mix law enforcement with celebrities, it's never a good thing. Because I mean...
Now, I'm not going to really touch on this part too much, but I don't think you can really compare law enforcement to heroes. I mean, to some degree you can, but the heroes in their universe is way different from law enforcement in our universe. And you also have to remember they have their own set of law enforcement in the My Hero Academia verse. So let's keep going. Let's keep going.
start glamorizing a job that really isn't that glamorous, and we start idealizing genetic inherited traits. It's how we got the tragedy of the Todoroki family.
Now, in my personal opinion, Endeavor is probably one of the only few examples that we can get of corruption, but it's not corruption as in like the Hero Society as a whole. I'll say it is Endeavor who is corrupted himself. But again, Endeavor is a really complex character, and with Endeavor specifically, he also had a quirk that damaged his body, and so he wanted a child that didn't have to have those same drawbacks that he did. But again, it does show that people do want to do anything they can to get popular, but we're going to touch the popularity thing later. But popularity is not necessarily a bad thing in the context of the My Hero story, but let's keep going.
I know it's been a bit, but you remember this guy, right? It's my no-
Oh yeah, hold on. Yeah, I'm about to get on Stain too. Stain is a horrible character. Like people love Stain and think that Stain's ideology was great. But yeah, let's get into this whole popularity thing, okay? The Hero Society and their whole popularity thing has only been shown in the context of the story to be a good thing. All Might's existence being the #1 hero, his existence being so popular, deterred crime. Again, villains in this story knows that if the #1 hero or the #2 hero works in their area, odds are they're not going to do no messed up stuff in that area. I'll say it works as a two-way street. A hero, they become really popular, they get sponsors, they get more money, they get more fame. In return, the society is more safe because their existence deters crime. I don't think that's a good argument. I think that Stain's whole thing is flawed. Again, heroes also treat being a hero as a job, and I don't think that is a bad thing. You haven't seen an instance where a hero chose to not save somebody because there were no cameras around. That has never happened. We have not seen that. If Horikoshi, you put that in a story like a character like Mountain Lady, where a kid was dying or something and she refused to save them because there were no cameras around, then yeah, that would be a problem. But again, they have not shown a hero wanting or needing money was a bad thing. Do you consider Uraraka a bad hero because she wants money to support her family? No, you don't think that that's bad at all. And I don't think that Stain's argument was justified. Even when you look at what he did in Vigilantes, it does not show that heroes who want popularity or money is a bad thing. It is only shown that it helps society out. Like I said, All Might's existence deterred crime. And yes, when All Might, he fell, crime went back up. Again, his popularity, his status, that power of his existence deterred crime.
No one saved him off the street. It's why her...
Anyways, and this is what the last guy said about Shikaraki and Toga. Again, heroes are not gods. This does not show corruption. There's like 1 billion people in Japan, and there's only a small few of heroes. You cannot physically save everybody. That does not show corruption. That shows a flaw in the system. Somebody should have came and saved Shigaraki after they seen the destruction of the family. He should have been put in some type of program to control his quirk, but nobody got to him in time. That does not show corruption. And the same thing with Toga. Toga is a villain. She actually murdered people. She is a villain. She's a murderer. I do understand that her quirk causes her to do such things, but again, only thing that shows is that there needs to be a job like a quirk therapist or like a quirk intervention. I can't say the damn word. Anyways, a quirk person that helps kids who got like these really messed up quirks. That's what it shows. It shows holes and flaws. We just went over the definition of corruption. That does not show corruption. Let's keep moving.
Parents rejected her and quirk counseling didn't work. That's why Shizaki had this twisted view on quirks.
Okay, with the whole thing with Shizaki, I say it's not just he had a twisted view on quirks, and I don't think that's 100% caused by Hero Society. Yes, Shizaki, he wanted to get the Yakuza to like a higher prominence because of the rise of villains. But again, Shizaki in himself is a villain. He really just wanted to get his gang to a higher prominence. You could say that was caused by Hero Society, but Shizaki would have been considered a villain without the existence of heroes. He would have probably did the same thing or tried to do some other means to get his gang back to prominence without the existence of heroes. That does not show corruption in Hero Society whatsoever. We already went over the definition of corruption, and for Hero Society to be corrupt, it will cause the Hero Commission or heroes to do something messed up, and heroes have done absolutely nothing messed up.
It's why Bakugo is overly valued by the society for.
Anyways, this whole Bakugo point, I don't think that shows corruption as well. Yes, it did give Bakugo this, I can't say the word, it's a superiority complex. It did give Bakugo this sense that he was the most powerful person in existence. And it did give Bakugo this idea that he needs to win and just defeat everybody. That does not show corruption. I would say that's a flaw in the system, making people feel so powerful and emboldened to use their quirks for certain motives again. That does not show corruption at all. Maybe if someone took Bakugo and I don't know what they could have done, but whatever. That did not happen in the context of the story. Not corruption. Let's keep moving.
All the wrong reasons. It's why that during their first meeting, All Might told Deku that he couldn't be a hero.
Boom. All Might was right. Deku could not been a hero whatsoever. All Might, the only reason Deku got into UA is because All Might gave him his most powerful quirk in existence. Again, Deku did nothing. When I say Deku did absolutely nothing to get into UA, and again, you being in a universe where people can create like firestorms and people can punch mountains, having no quirk is not going to help you be a hero. You are going to have to fight super powered people. All Might was 100% correct. If he wasn't correct, All Might wouldn't have gave Deku his quirk, and Deku could have just like trained and made some gadgets and went to UA. It would have never happened. You need a quirk to be a hero. That is a horrible argument, and it's not corruption. Horrible point. Horrible point, the ghostly Goober. Let's keep going.
It's even symbolic in All Might's design. He's the stereotypical quintessential hero, but over time he became more hollow and shrunken underneath, similar to how his era of peace decayed. I don't even know what you were trying to do there at all. Again, yes, All Might could no longer be the symbol of peace because he had no power. That does not show corruption. Hero Society decayed because there was no like popular hero there to deter crime. That does not show corruption at all. Honestly, all the stitches that I got and all the videos that I gotten, they never pointed to a direct instance of corruption in Hero Society whatsoever. That does not show corruption, that Hero Society slowly started to falter when All Might wasn't there. Yes, because villains are powerful. You need a powerful hero to stop them. I don't understand your point at all. It was a horrible point. I'm sorry. Didn't even talk about the amount of characters that this has affected. I'm worried about you, man.
Anyways, I'm worried about you, but like, listen, no disrespect, but again, what we have seen in the context of the story is that all heroes are doing great hero work. Even with the incentive of money and fame, they're still doing great jobs. Pretty much every hero that we have been introduced is doing a great job as a hero, regardless if they want popularity or fame. And again, like what I've already touched on, popularity and fame is not necessarily a bad thing. And if it is, Horikoshi has failed to show that a hero wanting popularity has hurt anybody or affected anybody in a bad light. Again, if you want to show corruption in Hero Society, you could have had freaking heroes acting as villains to disrupt, the world, and having heroes come in and swoop in and save the day. Nothing like that has happened. We did have an instance where Hawks, he worked with the League of Villains in the Liberation Front, whatever. He was doing some undercover work to get information to help the Hero Commission out. That is not corruption as well. People did point to, Hawks being, I guess, bought by the Hero Commission to train him to be a hero. I don't think that's necessarily corruption per se, unless they were doing something in a very mal or with evil intentions, but that's not what they're doing. Every example of a hero that we have seen is great. And even after the war arc, all the heroes were upfront about their failures, and they went forward to say that they're going to make it better. Again, if you want to show corruption in Hero Society, you have to do better than these two videos. There were some other videos, but most of them would just call me a dumbass. But yeah, anyways, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like, comment, and also go follow me on TikTok. I got daily anime content. It's pretty dope. It's a great ride, so please check me out on TikTok. But yeah, that's all I got to say. Have a great day and peace.